From the village life to the township, from the township to the city life. We about to move to the burbs on these niggas. Check. Uyakhumbula mngani wami, besithathela phansi manje basidlela umona, cause we up, Betty Cup.
Sanwana, and welcome to the Eagles Airy Show. I'm your host, Ntokozo. Thank you so much for choosing us again and joining us. Today, I am bringing you none other than the Nzima Utishela. How are you?
I'm good, yourself, man?
I'm good. It's
very
been
good.
like forever since we say we'll do this talk.
Yeah, you know, time is money, man. So we need to secure the bag. And also, I don't take such things for granted. Because of obvious reasons, I was shaped by listening to such content, hearing someone's story, getting inspired and motivated, right? So yeah, we had to make time for it. We had to.
Thank you so much for honoring the invite. It's a very, I'm very honored. And guys, before we start, please subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. To make sure that you comment down below, tell us what you liked, what you've learned. If you want us to bring someone that you know, a next guest, definitely feel free to comment down on the section below. And also hit on the notification button and like. So yeah, let's get started. For those who don't know you, and also I don't know you that much because remember I last saw him 2017. Yes. So, who's Ntokozo Nzima?
Who's Ntokozo Nzima? Okay, first things first, I'm a child to my parents. But I'm a child to my parents. Okay, I'm Ntokozo Nzima. Currently, I'm a student at Northwest University. I'm doing my third year. After failing first year 3 times, because I went to vets, I did my first year in People Information Systems. I failed it. And then after failing it, I tried to change to do Bachelor of Education, but I couldn't. Therefore, I went back to my first year again at VET. After that, after that experience, what did I do? I applied at Northwest University. Then, when I went to Northwest University, I had to start again from first year. So I'm a person that did first year 3 times, right? Okay. Currently, I'm doing my third year. Now, I'm doing my third year. 1 plus 1 plus 3, right? I'm going to do my third year. And then, other than that, I'm also an entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur. I deal with kids. I deal with high school kids. I feel like that's one of the things that saved me. One of the things that saved my life. Something that gave me meaning of life when I felt like, hey, man, there's nothing that is worth living for. Is that, and also, yeah, I think that's all about me. I'm an entrepreneur.
And a student.
And a student again.
Who didn't give up.
Yeah, man. And also, I feel like the entrepreneurial side of things is the one that gave me more reason to make sure I need to be a substance of something instead of saying people that, yeah, chief, you need to go study, but yourself, you're crying. Yeah, well, so it's just a matter of trying to balance those 2 things. Got a few accolades on my name.
Check them out, guys. I'll
got
check them out.
A few accolades on my name, right? Is that? But besides other than that, man, I'm just a person that loves education. I'd like to think so, and I love entrepreneurship more than education because I feel like my purpose in life is to infuse the 2 and make it one. Because we live in a world whereby people think that I can be this or this, but I believe that you can be both on like those 2 things.
Beautiful. So you don't ever limit yourself. You take the 2, you combine it, magic happens.
Yeah, I don't limit myself, but also I'm very realistic and I don't try to do everything because there's also this thing of this concept of do everything. You never know which is good, but also remember about a lot of 10% lying around won't amount to something beautiful, right? But if you're good in one thing, you imagine that thing become aspects in something. That's when at least you're gonna have more input. Then gradually learn on those things that you're not so good at.
Perfect. That's so nice. You talk about first year failing. What kept you going? Because maybe someone would have been like, entrepreneurship.
And also it was giving you money at the time. It gave you money. One thing that kept me going, right, is that I won't say I always struggled with transitioning. I won't say that. Because was not the first time. Grade 8 when I got to high school, first time I felt get 18% comments, and that is the term. Second term I failed. Third term, luckily I didn't get a report term, so I don't know if I passed. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fourth term I passed with only 50%. Everywhere I go,
On the dot.
On the dot. Everywhere where I go, I still keep that report with me because it reminds me of a time whereby there was no hope, but I still made it. Right? And then after that, one thing that kept me going, first things first. After failing my first day, Beacon Information Systems at VET, I think it was on the 1st of October, right? I was I wouldn't say I was suicidal, but I'll say I felt like there was no meaning of life.
Yeah.
So you know those things, 3 a.m. and your roommate is sleeping, very nice. You open the window, like you look down. I was on the 4th floor. Look down, like, is this thing really worth living for? And also remember, you have a company that you're running also, right? And remember also, you need to be a substance of something yourself. So guys go to school, but also yourself,
you're not educated.
You're not educated. So I remember that time, opening the window, looking down, feeling the breeze, and then I was like, there's nothing that is worth living for at that particular point in time. And then I got a message. I remember I got a call. I don't remember who the student was. It was like, Ntokozo, please help me with this thing. I was like, this is what I need to live for. That was the life-changing moment for me. And it was more than just I need to teach. So as a matter of saying, now I need to serve people. I need to help people. I need to also, because I don't remember with academics, a lot of people go through a lot of things. Maybe there can be someone that can be like, if I fail this test, it's done with me. So I need to also make sure that Nami, with my life, with what I'm doing, I need to also echo hope to someone to say, but that's maybe not meant to get a level 7. It's fine, but who said you can't get a level 4, level 5, level 3? So that's what happened.
Perfect. And I like the fact that you're also being realistic about it. You get that. That's really nice. I wanted to talk about, so you're saying the time you were still in your first year, was it first year? That's where you had
which first year? The first year or which first day? You must be very specific. Which first day? You must be very specific. I've got three in my name.
So which first year did the company start? Was it first year?
I started Ignite. First is not the company, it's Ignite Academic Solutions, a private starting company, a premium private starting company, right? You know when you talk about your love.
Yeah.
Right. So I started at December 2017 after I was done with my exams, right? So one thing that echoed you know, like as I told you, I failed grade 8, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, every December was studying for the year in advance, right? And then that's what kept me going. So now with December now, you are done with your exams, right? There's nothing that you can do to change the upcoming year, right? So now, since there was nothing that I could do to change the upcoming year, what did I do? I went like the normal route that everyone would take. I went try to look for work, apply for my game and just for the whole day. Because, I don't like not doing anything.
Yeah.
Then after that, I was like, now everyone didn't no one replied, and I was like, there's only one thing that I know how to do, it's to teach. Because also in grade 11, I used to help my these other kids from other schools, about schools, after schools, pushing energy. You see people graduating, gradually improving. So I was like, how about I just do it for that particular point in time? But there's a guy that is very important in this whole story of my becoming. This guy called not Nzima. Also, Nzima is also part of the people, but there's also Nzima, right? So I call this guy. That's why I is very important. Who do you have in your circle? I call this guy, Chief. I'm thinking of doing this thing, right? Then see something. I'm thinking of doing this thing. What do you think? Yeah, sure, boy. I'm in. I'm on board. Sharp, great stuff, right? I'm thinking, this can be something I will for that December. Since I was not working, right? Yeah, I'm 200 grand. The boy was like, but don't you see the bigger picture in this thing? And then it was like, you know when you have kanja, right?
Yeah.
But it's not late, right? Then someone like, but hi man. And also now it's also a voice that you need from the outside, because also sometimes when God does his things, he only takes you to a particular a step. Then from that step it's going to be something else. You're not sent here.
You have to
go to
somewhere.
To the next
so
level.
he uses people
exactly. So that's why hence I'm saying my life, it's my purpose that I need to help people, because God cannot come from the skies and come and help a child pass. Yeah,
the people around.
Exactly. People would see, like, even also helping me with skills of trying to explain to the child better as I can understand. Yeah, but it's those things.
You talk about God. I'd like to assume that you're a spiritual person. How has
so.
that helped
I am, like I think
you?
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, like you're saying, so how has it helped you? Because here's the thing, before we are physical beings, right? We're spiritual beings. Sometimes with business, and then I just get that 5 minutes of prayer, and then everything just comes. Not that long at the same time, but it helps me to come and to think again. How has the spiritual side of you helped you with your business?
For me, I believe everything is with your mindset, right? And everything starts with your spirit, because I feel like what's something that you can't touch. It's very spiritual. I believe that. So also, in my dark days or those days I was struggling, whatever. One thing that kept me going is the small voice that kept on saying to me, boys and bucks, you're gonna make it one day. You're gonna be this big thing. You are building in school. And there's no way I can think of that thing. There's no way I can think of those things. Those attributes, they don't have anything that can be attached to me, right? So it means that there was someone that invested this thing in me, that invested the thought in me, the desire in me, and it could have been anyone else besides God.
That's nice. So guys, if you have the inner voice that tells you, start this thing, go this thing, apply here, just listen to it, right? You spoke about Vusi and how he made you realize having a bigger vision for what you were doing. And you also spoke about the importance of Esekel Yako, right? Can you please emphasize on that? Like, are you supposed to look for people who are positive or people who think big in life? Say maybe there's someone in grade 12 here or someone in grade 6 watching this, and they're not really sure about friendships and all that, but you can decide to choose what attributes do I look for in a friend, or not even a friend, or an acquaintance, someone I'm going to keep in my circle.
Okay. One thing that people need to understand is that your friends are the family that you choose, right?
Family.
Are the family that you choose, and most of the time they stick closer than your actual family. Most of the time, because it is based on mutualism. I'd like to use that word. So it's about mutualism. It's based on mutualism, mutual feelings, mutual. There's something that we connect with. That maybe I might not connect with my brother or my sister besides us. You understand? So it is something that is voluntarily done. There's something that is imposed. So you need to act likewise, right? So there's this thing in which there was an agreement in one point or another, right? So for me, friendships, why they are important? Firstly, because most of the time, if you got good, genuine friends, right, they always stick closer than your brothers or sisters. Especially in our culture, let's just be honest. Because it is very simple, né? I know this is something that I see time. Because sometimes my sister, right, she's mostly a family to their friend than they can be to me. Now there's someone's sister that is like that to me. So it's more like a ripple effect. I'm not benefiting from my sister directly, but my sister was man, it's a grand sinai. That makes sense. So it's those things. So I believe, as much as we can say, maybe families or whatever, but our friends are the family that at least we have the luxury of choosing, right? But also, the moment you love them, right, it becomes whatever that they do becomes appealing to you. Then one day now, we feel so far now because it's people that you embody, like clear the poison back, so like they're living a comfortable life or whatever thing that you desire. So I believe friendships are very, very important, but also they can be very detrimental, right? We are what type of friends do you have in your circle, and also there's no such thing as a bad friend. There's a bad friend for where you're going, right? If I'm going to the right and I meet someone going to the left, it's more like the opposite direction. They are the friction to my motion, but then doesn't mean that they are the friction. Like there's a word such as frictionless. And yes, but that wasn't him. The act of having too much friction. Right?
Yeah.
So there's that thing with it. If I'm going to my left, it's my right. Yeah. So there's gonna be opposite, right? But if they went with someone that was going to the same direction as them, they're still gonna be good friends.
Okay, I get that. I think you will reach a level where now you are the Ntokozo. I'm pretty sure when you go to Mpumalanga and I say your name in any school, Sekunda they just know about you, even here in Joburg.
I didn't think that I was going to be this big, or if I am big to start with, because maybe I'm big relative to where I used to be, but relative to where I'm going, I'm nowhere close, right?
Okay.
And then I didn't think that I was going to be this Nzima. I only kept on working, and the results kept on showing, right? Because I feel like most of the time thinking that I need to be this big, thinking that you have this obsession, results, then you end up cheating the process, anything possible, so that I can learn to that sort of picture, right? That's why you get people right now, people that are even maybe, I never want to be obsessed with the end goal, but I'm a person that enjoys the process, person that loves the process, and the person that trusts the process, right? As the same thing that that also happens with when I teach my kids. I tell them, someone can the answer is like yes, but the process, how's the step? Because with the right process, there's no way you can get the wrong results. But you can get good results with the wrong process. And so it's always that I'm so inclined with. I'm inclined with trusting the process, right? And also when the process is right, most of the time, or let's just say 99%, so that for everyone's sake, 99% of the time the results are also going to be correct, right? Because with the good process comes good results, right? But most of the time we find, even tell my kids, I'm not right, but how to get your answer? Because when we are marking as teachers, as marking the final answer, we want, if it's something for 5 marks, I want to see the step, how you progress. Because you can always look at someone's paper, go 5, I'll go 5. But if you do that, you will get 1 mark. Because also there's something, valuable lessons, character building lessons that you're going to get within the process of becoming, you understand? So that's one of the things.
And like you take me back to my engineering years, first year. I remember they didn't even, there was some point, I remember, what was it, physics 1014, they never even marked the answer, but they were just wanting the whole process. So following the right process is actually what is important. But let's be real, sometimes you feel like the process has to trust you, so don't you ever get tired while you're still in the process and feel like it's just too much, man?
We are people. We do get tired. It's normal. There's nothing wrong with it. But everything wrong is, have you ever left a second, then drove to Cape Town? If you think that Cape Town is not important enough, you can always decide at any point in time, now I wanna go back, right? But if where you are going it's more important than the uncomfortability that can come along the way, you wanna keep going, right? And I know this sounds so cliche, keep going. But the actual reality is, most of the time, doing something that you love so much, even after losing, you're like, okay, I lost. Let me draw it up. Let me cry about it. Let me be in the emotions about it. Then as soon as I'm so romantic, now I plan with how do I go from where I am to where I need to be. You understand? So that's one of the things that I believe in.
So you have to allow yourself to feel the emotions.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about that. The moment you agree with, okay, right now I'm hurt, right now I'm sad, it means that now you're gonna heal quickly, very quickly compared to someone that is in denial of that. Because that's one of the things that drives people to depression. You try to be strong for everyone else except yourself.
How you like me now? I see you biting now.